Welcome to Bad Hotel Coffee Chat, the Calgary version. My name is Drew Edwards from the Hamilton Spectator. It's actually not a bad hotel coffee chat. It's a bad hotel chamomile tea chat, and it's actually not bad. As you can hear from my voice, I've got a chest cold, which is somewhat predictable. I have a tendency to get sick twice a year. Once is during playoffs, and the other is at the end of training camp. And those are not coincidentally, are the two busiest times of my season. So eventually, your body just gets a little run down in the travel, and you end up with this. However, tape an antihistamine to it and keep going. Tough loss for the Ticats last night, that one-pointer against the Stamps. Really entertaining game, and I think a lot of positives to take away from that. I'm not just trying to put a shiny face on a terrible situation. I think there were a lot of areas where the Ticats could have won this game. If you look at, I think every player in that locker room would have been able to go back and look at one play or another and say, well, man, if I just done that or just done this. And there were a couple of examples where they made 3 trips inside the 25 and came away with 2 field goals and a pick 6 that obviously the offense wasn't able to convert what few chances they had. There was the bad snap by Aaron Crawford that cost them 2 points. He was not a happy camper after the game. Those 2 points now loom large at the end of the game, right? The decision to throw the ball on second down that stopped the clock at the end of the game. Medlock's punt rolls into the end zone for a single point. If it had gone out at the 2-yard line, all of a sudden they're facing a much longer field and not much time. Calgary's facing a much longer field and not much time to get down there. So lots of little things where I think you have a tendency to second guess when your team loses, and if they had won, then nobody would be talking about it. I mean, the Stampeders took an objectionable conduct penalty that moved their field goal from the 33 to the 43, and nobody asked Huffnagel about it after the game. Why? Because they won, right? And so I'm not sure that there's you need to do a ton of second guessing. There were lots of areas, obviously, where the Ticats could have been better, but overall, I thought they played a relatively decent game. I still have some concerns about the secondary, but they produced 3 picks. And, Jeff Fuller went off for whatever it was, 9 catches and 148 yards. And a lot of that against Ed Gainey. But if you go back and look at some of those catches, like Fuller just made some unbelievable plays, and some of the Gainey's coverages were very solid. So Calgary's a good team. I think Hamilton's still a good team. I think sometimes you get the Bear, and sometimes the Bear gets you, and that's how I might have a tendency to look at that game. The Ticats have some things to clean up, but overall, I thought it was a fairly entertaining contest, albeit a disappointing one. As for me, I went to a place called the Dairy Milk Bar for dinner last night, not far from the stadium, and it was good. I'm trying not to eat a bunch of garbage, at least right now, until I get healthy. I stayed away from the press box pizza yesterday. Had a salad and some soup and things like that until I can get myself back on track, and then I'll go back to abusing my body with terrible food. That's my plan anyway. Today is the Ticats' only off day, so I'm actually thinking I've got a friend here in Calgary, and we might head up to Canmore and try and hike into the mountains a little bit. I'm probably not healthy enough to do that, but this is going to be my only chance, and I think if you when in Rome, one must do as Romans do, and I think the Romans around here, hiking the mountains when they get the chance. So I'm going to try and do that today as well. Okay, thanks very much. Make sure you check out Scratching Post. I'm here all week, so I'll have lots of stuff from the Ticats and 3 Down Nation. There's tons of stuff on there, man, about just about everything that's going on across the league. So make sure you check that out and stay healthy.